Greetings, YouTube. I just went through the closest and in some ways most painful losses I've ever had in Battlegrounds. It was a completely fair fight. I had all the matchups I thought I wanted, and he just beat me. This legend, Mr. K. Costas, who, by the way, I only try to give emojis in Battlegrounds to be a positive thing. I want that to be a trend. I would like it, win or lose, to be respectful, because it's just Battlegrounds is tough on your mental health as it is, because, like in this case, I thought I had him, and I fought pretty well, and I still lost, and, you know, literal salute, even though I give the cap salute of the emojis to him. But I just keep thinking this entire time something that I really want to put into a video, and that's part of the reason why I hate Battlegrounds right now is not because I lose fair and square. I actually am proud to lose in this fashion. Round one, he had his best counter as Void against my Rintra. Void is just a tough ask in this meta. I'm sure in the normal meta, he's fine against Rintra. I don't have him on my deck, so I can't speak to that. But it's tough to get above the 25,000 points that he got. And I played the best match I've ever played against Mystic Spidey with Scorpion. And so after round one, I was feeling really good. And then check out how close this round two and round three were. I lost by less than 300 points. He got Sunspot against Hulkling and did really well. I was so impressed with his skills in this fight. I thought, man, this guy really knows what he's doing. Just look at how perfect you have to fight Hulkling with Sunspot. And I guess just pick your openings for the special too. And then round three, I haven't seen somebody use Nick Fury against Doom before, but holy cow. Just melted him, and I lost by about 2,000 points. Nimrod is annoying to fight because of his power gain. And in this meta especially, you just have to be patient with the protection node. Again, I played really well. I left it all out on the battlefield, and ultimately he was just the better fighter in this match. Both losses today were 3 rounds for me, and both times I won round one. Look how close this was. And then round two, I fought horribly against his Gallon. Everybody always melts my Gallon. When I fight Gallon, I get melted. And then round three, I had nobody left, and I did learn that Gallon's pretty good against Doom if you get the rotations down and get kind of lucky on a little bit of a heavy RNG. But I put Black Widow Clairvoyant out on defense, which was the worst defender I've put, period. And he did what he should have, which is keep 100% of his health and take her down in over a minute. I mean, she's still a tank. I put her down just in case maybe she could make the fight last a little bit longer and I could end this quicker with Gallon. But let's be honest, I knew I'd lost that one. So you can see in my last 6, I've done what I tend to do against the best players. I win 3 and I lose 3. I'm about half and half. So my point in this whole video is saying I'm fine doing this, but I grinded so hard last season to get to the victory track for the first time, to get to Celestial, maybe? No, wait. Anyhow, to get off of this horrible slog of fights. And they could have rewarded the community by doing what they're going to do, I guess, next season, which is to start you and seed you where you finished the previous season. Because then not only would this really exhausting, annoying meta not be relevant to me this season and so many others, but it also would have meant that we could get all the rewards after, I think, 5 rounds, that we had earned in the previous season. And I guess, being sometimes the foolish misreader that I can be, I guess I had hoped that this season would have been the one where we started getting placement, but it wasn't. And on top of that, they made getting through bronze and now silver. I mean, I'm fighting so many good people in silver. I keep thinking, man, this is amazing. Also, I'm just noticing, shout out to my man, KT1. Are you number 2 in the world right now? And Barrowman's number 1. That's so cool. Like, just knowing some of these people, I feel like I'm like a celebrity watcher. Because Lord knows that ain't me. And that will never be me. Also cool. It's got to be KT because of the Jugs profile pic. All right, I digress. If they had seeded us, like, I could lose all these matches, but I'd still get the rewards and I'd be fine. Because I'd get my trophy tokens and I would be relaxed. But they didn't. I think they're waiting until season 11 to do that. And so I find myself going through a worse version of the bronze and silver and eventually gold and platinum and just not caring nearly as much. And then you factor that on top of the cheapening of rank 4 and rank 5 and rank 2 materials for tier 6 basic and tier 3 alpha. And I'm just staring, even with a YouTube channel that's goal is to make content, to make revenue, to pour right back in the game. And I just think, why not pour more of the revenue of the channel into this offer? And like, if I wasn't in an alliance and I didn't care about helping out with points because I don't want to be a bum that just takes advantage of everybody else's skills, I don't think I'd do Alliance War, or of course I don't do Alliance War, or Battlegrounds. I think those two modes would be banned from my head. But instead, of course, I'm doing them. I'm not saying it's not fair, and I'm not saying I don't deserve losing, because I do. And I really enjoyed, as weird as it sounds, losing to the last summoner, who is just a master tactician. But I can't help but think, I've already done this. Really recently. I pushed myself when there was so much more on the line for alliance milestones and individual milestones, and my reward was going right back to the start, only it's harder. And the matchmaking system has improved, clearly. I'm not getting matched up against people I can just melt, which I think is a good thing, but I would have preferred that to be in the Gladiator Circuit, not the Victory Track. I knew I was forgetting words. I misspoke. This is the Victory Track. I wanted to graduate from the Victory Track and start in the Gladiator Circuit. And the Victory Track now is harder than ever. And whether it's a victory or a loss, I just find myself saying, I'm over it. I'm spent. And knowing that next season rewards you for getting through it makes it even more annoying. Because I did just get through it, and it meant nothing in terms of starting over. I can't feel like I'm the only one who feels this way. Maybe I am. But I don't make these videos for the best summoners like KT or the whales who just melted, or the best players. I make it for people like myself who might have solid rosters but are also getting matched up against solid rosters and finding that it's just exhausting and annoying, and it feels like a version of the movie Groundhog Day, where you feel like you've done all of this before, only it's worse because it takes more shields now to get through it. And I'll take my trophy tokens. I did lose 2 out of 3, although, like I said, I put up valiant fights, so I didn't get my 200 extra trophy tokens, but I got the 600 here. And I'm putting them towards rank 4 materials, which was a really exciting last season when this was the best way to get them and the best way to take 6 stars to rank 4. But now that the price has come down, I'm in a blessed position with revenue to be like, man, this isn't worth it. Let's try something else. So, again, people are going to look at me and be like, oh, look, he's whining because he's losing. I don't think I am. I think I'm just saying something in this video that a lot of people feel, and that's why I have an outlet on this YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.